everyone. In this video, we will be discussing about what is market segmentation, what is market targeting, and what is positioning. So, before understanding segmentation, targeting, and positioning, we should have a clear understanding of what we understand by consumer behavior and what is consumer behavior understanding. So, let's understand the meaning of consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is the study of how, where, when, and why people buy, use, and get rid of the products or services. It refers to the multi-step decision-making process in which buyers engage and take actions to satisfy their needs and wants in the marketplace. In layman's term, we can say that consumer behavior deals with buying of behavior of individuals. The main important catalyst which triggers in buying decision of an individual is the need of a particular product or service. Consumers purchase the products and services as and when there is a need or a need arises. The buying behavior is a decision-making process and it includes the activities of people involved in buying and using of the products. To understand the buying behavior or consumer behavior analysis, it is important to understand and get answers to the following question. The first question that arises when we are understanding consumer behavior is that why consumers make certain defined purchases, as it that why consumers buy certain products. The second important question that comes is what factors influence consumers' behavior or what factors influences the consumer's purchase decision. The third important question that comes in consumer behavior analysis is what are the changing factors in the society. So, a firm needs to analyze the buying behavior for the following things. The first thing is the buyer's reaction to a firm's marketing strategy having a great impact on firm's success. The second is the marketing concept, which stresses that a firm should create a marketing mix that gives utility to the customers. Therefore, there is a need to analyze that what, where, when and how consumers buy. And the third important thing is that marketers need to predict how consumers will respond to their marketing strategies and which strategy will be more effective. So there are various risks that are involved in the buying process. The risks are usually unavoidable in the buying, although consumers can try to mitigate the risk by educating themselves before purchasing any product or service. Consumers also try to avoid the cognitive dissonance and for economic transactions, commonly known as the buyer's remorse. The cutting of risk in purchase helps the buyers feel better with the transaction. Now, there are various types of risks that consumer encounters. There are personal risk, social risk, and economic risk. Let us understand them one by one. So there are various needs and various reasons for buying of products and services. The reasons for buying of product can be need based or it can be on the basis of social status, for gifting purpose, for taste, for any festive occasion, for any other type of special occasion, or there are some products which there are any no requirement. And the requirements and the reasons for buying of the products and services, they keep on fluctuating with respect to the financial markets and recession, which increases or decreases the buying capacity of an individual. On the basis of the above mentioned reasons, the influence and the need of buying of a particular product or service becomes necessary for the consumer to get information about the particular product or the service he wants to buy. Following are some of the sources through which consumer gains knowledge about the products and the desires for his or her purchase. There are personal sources of information, then there are commercial sources of information like advertisements, public sources which includes the public media like print media and all, personal experiences. Perception also plays a very important role influencing the buying decision of consumer. messages, advertisement, promotional strategies, and the consumer goes through a lot of selective exposure on day-to-day basis. Now let's understand what is the need and importance of studying the consumer behavior. Consumers don't always react in the same way, as there are many theories and researchers have suggested that consumer preferences are changing day by day, and now they have become highly diverse. Researchers have also pointed out that consumers dislike using common or identical products and prefer differential products to reflect their personal needs and to satisfy their personal requirements, which suits their personalities and lifestyles. Meeting of the special needs of customers requires market segmentation. The rapid introduction of new products with technological advancement has made the job of studying the consumers more imperative. The proper study of behavior of the consumers can help in selling of those products that might not be sold. Implementation of proper marketing concepts calls for studying of consumer behavior in depth. The education and the growing awareness among consumers is the result of complex and new behavioral patterns which must be studied before designing any marketing strategy. Now let's discuss what is segmentation. Market segmentation is a marketing strategy which focuses on dividing a broad set of market into smaller subset of consumers who have common needs or common desires. In other words, we can say that market segmentation refers to dividing up of the entire market into homogeneous set of consumers who have common needs. Depending upon the specific criteria of product, these subsets may be divided by different criteria such as age, gender, location, or income. Marketing campaigns can be designed and implemented to the target specific customers and target specific segments. Addressing needs or desires that are believed to be common in the segments using that type of media which is used by a particular market segment. The market segmentation can also be defined in terms of STP acronym, which refers to segmentation, targeting, and positioning. The nature and characteristics of market segmentation are as follows. Market segmentation is a marketing concept which divides the complete market into smaller subsets comprising of consumers with similar taste, demand, and preferences. A market segment is a small unit within a large market comprising of like-minded individuals. One market segment is totally different from the other segment. A market segment comprises of individuals who think on the same lines and have similar tastes and similar interests. The individuals from the same segment respond in a similar way to the fluctuations in the market. The significance of market segmentation is as follows. It increases the focus of the company to target a particular kind of segment and cater to their needs. It results in increased competitiveness. Segmentation also leads to market expansion. It leads to customer retention. It helps the company to build better communication with their customers. It increases profitability and revenue for the companies. It leads to better allocation of resources. It is creative and innovative talent of employees can be tapped effectively, and it provides ultimate benefit to the consumers by providing the consumers the products and services which fully satisfy his or her required needs. The criteria of market segmentation should be measurable, it should be substantial, it should be accessible, it should be clearly defined, and it should be actionable, durable, and it must display unique needs for each and every segment. There are different bases for segmentation. It can be gender, it can be based upon age group, it can be based upon income, it can be based upon status, and it can be based upon the occupation. The types of consumer market segmentation are of different types. there are various variables which are involved in consumer market segmentation, which helps in isolation of one segment from the another. These variables are psychological behavior or psychographic variables, behavioral variables, geographical, demographic, benefit, value based, and volume based variables. So in this figure we can see that the basis of consumer market segmentation can be based upon the following variables, that is psychographic, behavioral segmentation can be there, geographic segmentation can be there, demographic segmentation can be there, benefit based segmentation can be there, volume based, value based, cultural based, or it can be a multivariable based segmentation. Now let's understand each of the segmentation. So first is psychographic segmentation. The basis of psychographic segmentation is the lifestyle of the individual. That is, it relates to the attitude, interest, cultural values, social class, and personality of an individual, which helps the marketers to classify them into small groups. There are several psychographic segmentation variables, which are interest, activities, opinions, behavioral patterns of the individuals, habits of the individuals, the lifestyle, perception, hobbies of the individuals. Using these factors, a segment or a customer base can be created, and the marketer can determine how a particular group of customers will respond to the launch of new product, and it will also help the marketers to define and formulate their strategies accordingly. The advantages of psychographic segmentation are that it leads to increased brand value of the company and increases the brand in the eyes of the customer. The product appears to be more useful to the customers. There are better inputs for the designing of new products that a customer would prefer. The money spent on marketing efforts, the marketing strategies would be more specific, and it will become less costly. It will be easier to target a specific type of customer base, simpler to derive effective and efficient marketing strategy, and greater degree of customer satisfaction and customer loyalty will be there, which will result in higher amount of customer retention. Now there are some cons to psychographic segmentation as well. That are, as this requires marketers to carry out an in-depth market research, which usually requires a mix of qualitative and quantitative factors, which can be very expensive. There will be increased research cost probably, which will suit to a larger firm, but it will not suit to a small or medium firm. Psychographic segments may not be easy to reach promotional methods or identified in store. Now let's understand what is behavioral segmentation. Any product which is not targeted towards the masses generally uses behavioral segmentation as a marketing strategy. It is also an extent from a segmentation for products which are niche in nature. Behavioral segmentation is more focused on subsets of market segmentation that identifies and analyzes the specific behavioral patterns of customers. The common behavioral variables includes like special occasions like festive occasions, loyalty of customers, and product benefit. Then usage rate can also be one of the behavioral variable, where some markets can be segmented into light, medium, and heavy user groups. For example, of salon and personal care products. There are some customers who use a lot of personal care products and they visit to the salons very frequently, whereas some they don't use much of these personal care products. Then price consciousness of the customer and user status. The advantages of behavioral segmentation is that this style of segmentation is often used in in case of mature markets, where the firm is looking to understand how active a non-user or target switcher is and how it is easy to convert a medium user to a heavy user. The cons of this behavioral segmentation is that this approach does not really consider why consumers buy a particular product. Their needs or lifestyles are not kept in mind. Also, it heavily relies upon obtaining detailed market intelligence, probably the use of marketing models and marketing databases for testing and experimentation of these strategies. The next type of market segmentation is the geographic segmentation. So, geographic segmentation is based upon the classification of market into various geographical areas. As per the dictionary meaning of geographic segmentation is defined as the segmentation strategy where the customers are divided according to their geographical units, like on the basis of nation, on the basis of states, on the basis of regions, on the basis of countries, on the basis of cities, and on the basis of neighborhoods. Marketers will tailor the marketing program which fits to the needs of the individual geographic areas. For example, Nestle promotes Nescafe all throughout the year in cold states of the country as compared to the places where there is well-defined summer and winter season. McDonald's in India doesn't sell any beef products as it is strictly against the religious belief of the country. In geographical segmentation, market is divided into different geographical units like climate, population, cultural preferences, regions, and city size. The merits of geographical segmentation is that as compared to the other methods of segmentation, the market is divided on the basis of the geographic factor, which is very easy. This concept works well if the target locations are highly significantly different in terms of climate, culture, and other aspects. The geographic segmentation is advantageous for international businesses and not for the small businesses or the businesses which are operating within a nation. The demerits of geographic segmentation is that the need or the preferences of all the customers of a particular geographic unit may not be same. So geographic segmentation works well if it is in conjunction with the others. In some cases, it is not wise to rely only on geographic segmentation and ignoring the other factors like age, gender, and economic status, because it will not help the marketers to fulfill the needs and requirements of the customers. The next market segmentation strategy is based upon the demographics, or it is also known as the demographic segmentation. It is one of the most important segmentation in terms of marketers to carry out to understand the behavior of their customers. So in demographic segmentation, it is a segmentation strategy which is based upon demographic factors like age, gender, social class. The word demographic means the study of population. The market fragmentation strategy aims at understanding the prospective population and taking necessary steps to ensure that the needs of targeted customers and the targeted groups are fulfilled accordingly. Some of the variables that are used for demographic segmentation are as follows. The first is age, gender, income, occupation of the customers, education, social class of the customers, generation, family size, family life cycle, home ownership, religion, ethnic group or race, and nationality of the customers. The merits of demographic segmentation are that it is one of the most popular methods used for market segmentation today because of its certain benefits which make it the first choice for all the marketers to segment their customers. The prominent advantages of demographic segmentation is that the firm can easily categorize the wants of consumers on the basis of demographic factors such as age and gender. Its variables are much easier to obtain and measure as compared to the variables of other segmentation strategies. But demographic segmentation has cons as well. The demerits of demographic segmentation is that it is one of the most prominent one, and it is often cited by the critics that it is the one-dimensional approach as it follows. In this segmentation strategy, it is usually believed that all the individuals belonging to a particular group have same needs which may not be necessary in the same case. If a firm is resorting to demographic segmentation alone, it is more likely to be vulnerable by its competitors. Next is benefit segmentation. Benefit segmentation is a form of market segmentation which is based upon differences in specific benefits that different groups of consumers look in for a product. One of the 9 common segmentation strategies is benefit segmentation, and its objective is to define specific niches that require customer tailored product. So benefit segmentation is highly used in case where there is requirement of highly customizable or highly personalized products. The merits of benefit segmentation is that it increases the focus of the company, it increases the competitiveness, it contributes to strategic objectives, it helps to create leadership qualities, it helps in better customer retention, and it builds good communication and good relationship with the customers. The demerits of benefit segmentation is that firms which are too reliant on benefit segmentation may end up lacking in innovation. They could be only focusing upon the existing needs and benefits of their users rather than looking upon the other opportunities which would help them in meeting the customer needs of other segments as well. Next is value-based segmentation. So if we talk about value-based segmentation, then the value-based segmentation is based upon the 6 steps. What are the 6 steps? Let's understand them one by one. First is determine the basic segmentation criteria, that is creation of a natural reference between the customer groups. Then identifying the different value drivers, determining the operational constraints and advantages with respect to and with regard to each of the value drivers, developing the matrix and fencing to operationally separate conceptual segments, and creating primary and secondary segment based upon the value drivers. Good value-based segmentation has following characteristics. The value the segment receives is relative to the operational ability to the service segment. The needs between segments are different enough that help in designing different offerings and different price points. It has the ability to facilitate the creation of products or service offerings. It is based upon identifiable criteria that is easily separate from one segment to the another, and it helps managers to make better marketing and better pricing decisions. The merits of value-based segmentation is that it helps in proper allocation of resources, that is, you will be able to allocate more resources to more profitable customers. It helps in higher returns from lower investment, and it helps in bringing long-lasting cordial relationship with the customers. The demerits of value-based segmentation is that it increases the cost and it leads to the product proliferation. The cost of production also rises due to shorter production and due to the product variations. Next is volume-based segmentation. So in volume-based segmentation, the marketers try to segment the customer groups on the basis of their needs, that is on the basis of their varying volume of demand. So most typically it is used, the customers are ranked to denote as heavy use customers, medium use customer or light use customers. So like we can understand that it can also help in classification of the customers based upon like on the basis of wholesale and retails, where in case of wholesale the demand of the customer base would be very high, and in case of retail the demand will be very low. So the merits of volume based segmentation is that these smaller advertisements are required and there is no need to focus on only few customers. Demerits is that due to the differentiation of different customers based upon their usage rate, there can be loss of few customers who would be a big hit to the company as big businesses would go. Then next is based upon culture. So culture means that culture is the shared characteristics a particular group attributes to the factors that might include common language, geography, religion, dietary preferences, lifestyles, music and art. Cultural segmentation is used to classify the markets according to the culture origin. Culture is a strong dimension of consumer behavior, and it influences the consumer behavior a lot. And cultural segmentation can also be mapped according to the state, region, suburban areas or neighborhood. It provides a geographical market view of population proportions that may be benefit in selecting appropriately the located premises, determining the territorial boundaries and local marketing activities. Then next is the multivariable segmentation. As the name suggests, that multivariable segmentation accounts in sales territory management. That is using more than one criteria to characterize the organization, such as segmenting sales accounts by government, business, customers, account size or duration in effort to increase the time and efficiency of the sales volume. It is like a hybrid method of segmenting the customers where you are using more than one segmentation variables to divide your customers into different segments accordingly. That's all in this video. We will be discussing about targeting and positioning in our upcoming videos. Thanks.